O Simanda Swami in Mahavidya, erhöre uns. Lass dein Mitgefühl für die fließen, die frei sein wollen. Mögen wir ohne Hindernisse auf dem Weg nach Moksha gelangen. Möge unsere Hingabe an Dadashri endlos sein. Lord, mögen wir zu deinen Füßen den Siddhi-Zustand erlangen. Mein immerwährender Gruß an Vitarag Bhagavan. In der göttlichen Gegenwart von Dada Bhagwan, O Simanda in Mahavidya, bitte erhöre mich.
Mahavide Kshetri Sami Simandhara Sonajo Sashan Premi
O ihr Engel, helft uns heute. O glückselige Shakti-Göttin, erhöre unsere Bitte. Möge der gesegnete Weg nach Moksha auf ewig behütet sein. Möge die Herrschaft von Lord Mahavir für immer erstrahlen. Möge der Akram-Weg, der einmal in 1 Million Jahre aufkeimt, hell erleuchtet bleiben. In der göttlichen Gegenwart von Dada Bhagwan, O Simanda in Mahavidya, bitte erhöre mich. Möge die gesamte Welt diesem Weg folgen und Freiheit erlangen. O Lord in Mahavidya Kshetra, bitte nimm unsere Bitte an und höre die Gebete von Dada liebenden Kindern. Bitte segne Dadashri, den Wohltäter dieser Erde. Lass das Wissen des Selbst überall leicht zugänglich sein. Lass um Erlangung von Moksha willen den Satsang unaufhörlich bestehen bleiben. Lass die unvergleichlichen gesprochenen Gnadenworte selbstständig wirken. Ich bete zu dir.
जगत कल्याण માટે શ્રી સિમંદર સ્વામીને પ્રાર્થના.
In der göttlichen Gegenwart von Dada Bhagwan, O Simanda in Mahavidya, bitte erhöre mich. Ich bete zu dir mit höchster Hingabe, dass der immerwährende Weg nach Moksha der Welt leicht zugänglich sein möge. Dass der immerwährende Weg nach Moksha der Welt leicht zugänglich sein möge. Du bist ein mächtiger Führer auf dem Weg nach Moksha. Du erwachtest selbst in allen Gnani Mahatmas. Dein Darshan tröstet Herzen inmitten von Kali-Yuga. Du bist das absolute Ziel der nach Befreiung Suchenden. Du, der uns endlosen und ununterbrochenen Samadhi schenkst. Du bist die lebende Urwahrheit, manifestiert als Akrams Wunder. in der göttlichen Gegenwart von Dada Bhagwan, O Simanda in Mahavide, bitte erhöre mich. Mögen alle Menschen diesen Weg nach Moksha finden. Mögen alle Gnani Mahatmas den vollkommenen Zustand des Gnan erreichen. Möge sich durch Dada wieder Dharma auf der Welt erheben. Lass das fundamentale Vitarak Dharma in allen Religionen walten. Möge die Welt absoluten göttlichen Frieden erfahren. O Lord, segne uns und sende uns deine Botschaft des Mitgefühls. Ich bete zu dir mit höchster Hingabe, dass der immerwährende Weg nach Moksha der Welt leicht zugänglich sein möge. O Simanda Swami in Mahavide, erhöre uns. Lass dein Mitgefühl für die fließen, die frei sein wollen. Mögen wir ohne Hindernisse auf dem Weg nach Moksha gelangen. Möge unsere Hingabe an Dadashri endlos sein. Lord, mögen wir zu deinen Füßen den Siddhi-Zustand erlangen, mein immerwährender Gruß an Vitarak Bhagavan. In der göttlichen Gegenwart von Dada Bhagwan, O Simanda in Mahavide, bitte erhöre mich.
Mahavide Kshetri Sami Simandhara Sonajo Sashan Premi
O ihr Engel, helft uns heute. Namo Vitragai, Namo Arihantanam, Namo Namo Ayuryanam, Namo Vasayanam, Namo Loye Savasahunam, Eso Panchanam Karo, Savapawapanashano, Mangalanam Savisim Paramam Havai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Satchidanand. Namo Vitragai. Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayuryanam, Namo Vasayanam, Namo Loye Savasahunam, Eso Panchanam Karo,
So, Shuddha, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. So the Gnani is here now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, happened. Let me see.
Svenja, ich leg dich wieder hin.
The questioner has been announced. Are they here or are they gone? The Gnani is here, but everybody is still in the bathroom or someplace else, moving around as you can see. So, waiting for the questions. He has announced the questions.
Was ich von dort auf Restream. Der guckt gleich in den Übersetzt, was ich von Gujarati in Englisch.
Varsha Patel, Austin. Yes, Sachidanand Deepak Bhai. On page 19, the world is by nature vikalpi, that means associated. Then vikalpi. And the Dadashri says that is nothing but just a play of the Pudgal only, and only scientific circumstances only that everything has arisen. But now, then where which Atma is he talking about? It is only the worldly interacting self has become I am over, and therefore it is got the wrong belief. And the original self is still, and the worldly interacting self is mobile and changing from beginning till end. And the same one who was Agnani becomes Agnani. We talk about phases. Are they of the worldly interacting self or of the self, original self? I'm movie is a phase, is it not? Or I'm a father is a phase. Yes, you can call it a phase. Phase of the self only, right? I mean, next one. This lady from Austin, Texas. Jai Sachidanand. Page 16, Aptavani 3. The situations are asat and destructible, whereas the self is indestructible. And you do not need to worry about the indestructible at all. You only, are you pure soul or are you Varsha? But by relative, I'm Varsha, and in the real, I'm pure soul, you see. And so the relative has to worry about the real. You do not need to worry about the real. And you see, Avinashi means eternal permanence. Whatever may be in the Vyavasit of Varsha will unfold, and Varsha will take care of it. You don't have to worry about it. You will automatically get the air to breathe, the food to eat, as the subatomic particles inside demand food. Atma itself is indestructible and the body is destructible. Vinashi means temporary, you see. Thank you. Jai Sachidanand. Next one. 2 or 3 more being announced now. Jai Sachidanand. On page 21, Dadashri says that, and whatever you envision, you become that. What is the Kalp Shakti, the ability to imagine of the self? Yes, whatever you imagine, it is the ego that, because of the pressure of the non-self complex, there is you become Uva, and then Uva does the imaginations, and whatever he imagines, he becomes that. With the right belief, he stops imagining, and therefore there is moksha. So the Prajna Shakti is the energy of the self. what is the energy of the non-self and what is the difference? After Gnan, you wipe off all the energies of the non-self through intentions. You do not want any more, because otherwise it will give its effect. And whenever you are doing satsang, whatever answers you are giving whenever in satsang, you say that I am watching what Deepak is saying. Are you watching directly? That is my Purusharth, it says Deepak Bhai. Yes, Prajna Shakti, Dadashri says it is not a quality of the self, it is the light of the self. It is the wrong belief caused agnan, ignorance, and through gnan, the right energy arises, you see. But the original qualities of the original self are totally different, the knowing and the seer, etc. But with the right beliefs, the prajna shakti arises, you see, and the prajna shakti will remain with you until full enlightenment. Because the pressures of circumstances, ignorance arose, and when you move away from the pressures of circumstances in the Gnan Vidhi, and when you move into the self, then the energy of the liberating energy of the self, uh, that which remains constantly and continuously with the self is called Anvai Gun, the quality, you see, and that is there with you even in the Siddh Kshetra, whereas Prajna Shakti is not there in the Siddha Kshetra. It is that which, it is the energy that was associated with belief, wrong belief gave rise to Agna Shakti, right belief gives rise to Prajna Shakti, you see. I see, like now it says, okay, so when any kind of hunger is really the imagination of the non-self complex only, you see. So all the imaginations are based on the hunger, the underlying hunger only, that is all. The hunger of sex, the hunger of food, the hunger of pride, you see, these are all imaginations of the ego only. Next, file number 1 took knowledge, Gnan in Anand, but are you aware that you are, but file 1 is still in ignorance? Yes, your awareness that file 1 is still in ignorance is your knowledge. You are in Gnan. File 1 is not going to improve. You see, in food, speech, matter of talking, acting, everything, the file will continue to unfold according to the filled stock from past lives. That is, file 1 represents the ignorant state. But my intellect is interfering a lot. Are you not aware that intellect is if you are aware that intellect is interfering, then the one who is aware has Gnan, has the knowledge. But you see, therefore file 1 is constantly depressed, and she has got a lot of problems with other files. That is why you have to praise and be grateful to the file that is bothering you, the closed file. And says, and therefore, but otherwise, when the file is not bothering you, you'll be in shopping and just having fun only, and you will not come to sun. I need your blessings. Then you'll get that in the VD. I have heard about the 11th Agyaras of Dada, and I want to do something. She is asking all bunch of questions now. Agyaras, Deepak Bhai laughed. If you do pratikraman for 1 hour, it is much better than Agyaras for you, ma'am. Agyaras means to become free, to be the pure knower state only. Yeah, see, anything that is happening is that which is to be known, and you are the knower. Are you not aware of the ignorant intellect interference? Are you not aware of it? Then you are the knower, that is all. Next one. Pujya Shri. Dadashri separates the self from the non-self. Why is it that I'm having difficulty with why is it that I'm afraid of somebody in the home? If my non-self has been separated, why am I afraid? And it is happening to Muktaben, right? It's not happening to you. The fear is not happening to you, right? Give me energy, please. Yes. How many fasts do you want to do? I will give you the energy of, if you want to do 5 fasts, I will give you the energy for 5 fasts. He's just joking. She didn't answer. I want to do continuous pratikraman only. Then yes, we want to. It was not fasting, but she wanted to do pratikraman. So yes, we will give you the energy to do pratikraman. Every day there are 2 samayiks in the shibir. So have you started doing the pratikraman in the samayiks? Yes, by looking at your faults. Yes. Next question. Next is Nitesh Surat and Pratap Makwana. Different people being announced, so they can. I'm here. I'm here. She says. Yes, you're here. There. Page 17 reference. Even though the self has got tremendous energies, it gets lost in thought sometimes. You have received the vision, but there is the weakness in the awareness, and as the Gnan increase, but when you become Tanmayakar, why do I become absorbed? Why do I become absorbed? Who becomes absorbed? It's the ego that gets absorbed because of the interest in that. When there is unpleasant thoughts, he doesn't get absorbed in those. But when the thoughts are pleasant, when there is attractive things, the ego gets absorbed in it. And it is the ego that gets tanmayakar, the body, mind, form. But you are not it. You should be aware that the ego of discharge ego became absorbed in it, and I am the blissful one. You see. And if that ego is hurtful to other people, then have we do pratikraman for it, you see. And if you think that knowledge is increasing or decreasing, Gnan never decreases. Gnan always keeps on increasing. It is the force of the karma that keeps on increasing or decreasing. The Gnan continuously tends to increase after Gnan Vidhi. And after the Shivi, it might feel, that you feel a little strong, you see, but most important is the continuous awareness in life about where is the hurt happening to others. That the Gnan does not increase or decrease. Gnan continuously increase, but it is when very heavy force of karma arises, then your awareness decreases. When light karma discharges, then the awareness is there against it. And I think this Deepak is repeating. So this is going to continue to happen. But overall, and just as when you when you climb a bridge, you can say, yeah, you climb, but you see, it is all the field stock that is emptying, and you are actually climbing the steps towards moksha only. Next, Pratap Bhai and Naran Bhai. Yes, sir. Atma is the self, and self is Gnan. Atma is self, and self is Gnan. And Atma has to be experienced. You cannot see it. You cannot describe it through words. So then we just have to experience the soul only. Yeah. But the experience of the self, how can we bring the experience? Up until now, we were wondering about what is kind of soul it is. And now we say that we have to see only. Not to see, but we have to experience. And in the experience, we have to just know and see only. But there is in the body, this mind, ego, intellect, and speech, the knower of that is the self. Yes. We are Shuddhatma, therefore we can see what the mind is doing, what are the thoughts doing, what speech is doing, what activity is happening, what conduct is happening, where the tendencies are going, where the interference is happening, you see, where the suffering is happening, etc. That is, the knower of that is the soul only. That is the experience of the soul. When you cannot see the sun because of clouds, but when there is light outside, do you not understand that the sun has arisen even though you cannot see the sun? In the same way, in the light of the soul of our own, we are aware of all of this that is happening inside us. So Dadashri changed our vision from the object into the subject, into the soul only, and therefore changed the direction of the episode. So we feel that that which we could not attain in a million lifetimes, we attained in this Gnanvidhi. And then there was so much bliss only, and that the entire world is forgotten. So Dada has given us this such a beautiful thing. And then I said, I'm experiencing this. So is this for real? Yes, it is for real. It is. Yes, it is. It is for real. Yeah, it is happening. Okay, the next one. Jai Sachidanand. I want to know the importance of location. She is not Gujarati but trying to speak Gujarati, and so that we will. But through intention is not enough. We'll have to apply the five. What is why five agnas is more important than the location of Mahavidikshetra, is it not? Yes, yes, but the location is ready, but our causes have to be such. By being in the five agnas, the causal body will change in such a way that it will automatically get pulled into into the into this location where Lord Simandar is. Our aradhana should be for Lord Simandar only, and that will. But it is through five agnas that we will get there. Yes. Jai Sachidanand. I'll be with you in 1 minute. Okay, let me. Okay, two more have been announced. Okay, I'm back. So the gentleman is asking a question. What is ego? It is discharge ego only. Yes, the effects will happen in discharge. If you have not eaten anything, if you eat some wrong food, will you not get vomit? You have not eaten anything, but yesterday's food will cause vomiting or diarrhea, will it not? Yes, if you have just stuffed all kinds of food inside you, then you see, this is all whatever ego is happening in discharge, whatever the ego is discharging, good or bad, it is all that was filled in the last life. You are the pure soul. You have to see the discharge as separate it. Yes, and if that discharge ego hurts anyone, then make him or her do pratikraman. That's all. And let ego do the next one. Next one. Yes, Siddhana. In the original self, because the pressure circumstances become vibhavik, is what he says. Does it happen the vibhavik, from the swabhavik, conversion from the swabhavik to the vibhavik? There is one quality of the kalp shakti, the energy of imagination. So there is the pressures of circumstances, then the belief arises, and then from the belief everything begins, you see, wrong beliefs. Today what we are saying, whatever we are experiencing is the mind, speech and body is already a movie, it is the result of the vishesh bhav, the extra intention that I am aware this is happening to me in the last life, and therefore the knowledge gets spoiled, and therefore everything gets spoiled, you see. But in Akram, our belief changes completely, then subsequently our knowledge will change, you see, that I am this only and I'm not that. Agna Shakti is Vibhavik I, and so Pragna Shakti is the right belief representative only, that's all. Through the Pragna Shakti, the self is the knower and the seer. And so then everything else becomes Gnani only, you see. And you see, is the self always remains, but pragna, the Prajna Shakti helps one to become the absolute knower. If you make a hole in the pot that is covering the 1,000 watt bulb, there is one ray of light that comes out. And so as all the holes are formed, then when the entire pot is removed, then there is Keval Gnan or absolute enlightenment. And he is considered a Keval Gnani. Such a one is called a for the Keval Gnani does not have to remain, he does not have any effort in remaining the knower here, and so everything becomes a Gnai. You see, when it is specific, it is called Gnain, and when it is common knowledge, then it is called Darshan, that is all. And then there is the absolute, okay, and we're going to ignore that call. And so, when one becomes the elemental form only, as the self only, as capital, and so then one becomes aware of everything, where the sweet, that this sweet has, this is a mithai, this is something sweet, and it is made of milk, sugar, and butter, etc. But you see, it may be this sweet and it may be this sweet, but ultimately they are all sweet. In the same way, you don't say this is a specific plant, this is this tree, oak tree versus fruit tree, etc. You just say these are all trees, and so this is. So now, yes, so that which is the Pudgal is called Gnei. Everything in the non-self is the entire Gnei. And then that which can be understood, those elements can be understood. But you can understand them because you can see motion and you can see inertia. But you see the Rupi Tattva, this is the visible element is immediately flashing in your vision. You see, so that you can see it immediately. See? Next one. This is only the vikalp of the self only. Is it of the original self or the worldly interacting self? It is the vikalp of the vikalp, the belief that I am Uve is of the worldly interacting self, not of the original self. That is the answer. I am Uve is vikalp, and this is mine is sankalp. You see, kalp means, what is kalp? Kalp means it is an imagination, isn't it? Because it is kalp. You see, because gold is malleable, you could make a ring or a necklace. And so, if gold was not malleable, so in the same way, the self has a quality attribute that it can change because of pressure, and because of pressure, when it changes and becomes over, because the pressures of circumstances, then it becomes uve. But if that is because of the original kalp energy of the self only. And so because you became vikalp, you have to become nirvikalp. Because you became I am uve, you will have to become I am pure soul, you see. And so why did the extra intention arise? It arose because of pressure only. But the knowing ability energy is there in the original self, but it believes that I am doing it. Actually, its knowing abilities, it only knows that Uwe is doing this, but it starts under the pressure, it starts believing I am doing it. The knowing ability is that Uwe is doing it, but the pressure makes him believe that I am doing it. That's all. It's the pressure of circumstances only. Then he says this again, the same question. Due to circumstantial pressures, the vibhavic gnan, the gnan of the non-self arises. But Nada has given us the absolute soul, which is without any doubt at all. And Dadashri says there are only two things. There is the self, and then there is sanyog only. That is, sanyog means that is what you see. It is the circumstance. So that which has come together So coming together is called Sanyog, and then Viyog is to dissipate and to go away, you see. These are, you see, so now when you see a piece of ice, you know that it has the association of different things that come into big made form. But you see, when you leave it in the sun, it will become Viyog, it will become water, you see. When a very rude woman enters a crowd of women, the crowd will get away from her because she is rude and obnoxious. She is the only one who doesn't understand why these people are throwing me out. But everybody, but when the faults of the self are seen, then you know that this is the reason. That the sanyog, the circumstance of the bickering woman has come, and therefore everybody is unhappy. You see. So it is the circumstances. When circumstances come together, the field stock unfolds. You see, when the circumstances come together, then the field stock unfolds inside. You see, when rain falls on the field, then the weeds and the plants grow. And so, once you start looking at your own faults, then you will have total absolute knowledge. And so then the Gnani's grace comes through the pleasure of the Gnani. The Gnani be happy with what I'm doing, then you have to move in the right direction. When the Gnani is pleased with what you're doing, then the grace of the Gnani will flow over you. And then later on, then as you move forward, then there is only the self and the circumstances only. And the circumstances do not bother you. You are the knower of the circumstances only. But then there is no pressure at all then later on. It will just, the circumstances are such that they will give their effects and then go away. There will be no ignorance to create new causes. I want to understand the process of conversation with file 1. And it is between prajna and file 1. It is in file 1. So prajna is talking with the ego, and the relative representative is agnya and ego, and the real representative is prajna. So the conversation is between the real and the relative only. So supposing something is going to happen and then suffering begins, at that time, do I have to converse with the ego at that time? Why don't you do it 24 hours? Why don't you talk to the ego 24 hours? Talk to the ego. So what do you think, huh? You think you're good, huh? Why don't you run? You're tired, right? Why don't you lie down, huh? You're tired. Take a break now. Why are you awake in the middle of the night? Come on. If the whole world is sleeping, you should be sleeping too. Now you see you awoke before that, but why don't you sleep? So just talk to them when he gets up in the morning. Oh, now you're awake. Oh, come on, get up ready, take a bath, take a shave, come on, take a breakfast, don't skip breakfast, etc. You can talk to the ego, you see. You can talk to the ego, you see. And you see, then you can also say, when the tea comes, you can say, do you want to take the whole cup or the half a cup? Come on, yes, so you can talk and converse, there should be. So you can be talking. Conversation is the best way to talk to file 1. When there is suffering in a conversation then with somebody else, then I can talk to her now, file 1 or the ego of file 1. Yes, file 1 is nothing but ego, by the way. And so ego reactions, and therefore, and then you can say, are they telling you or are they telling Mangardas, this body complex? They are not telling you. You are the awakened one of the Gnani. So they're not telling you, are they? So then this is very good for remaining the separation awareness. So, are we giving some kind of right understanding to the ego? Yes, you are giving the right understanding, and so the ego's suffering decreases. So, is actually a real Gnan is in operation versus ignorance. You see, the ignorance is leaving, and Gnan is in operation. That is all. So at all times we are actually really talking to the ego, no? Yes, you can, but the ego is the owner of the mind, the intellect, and the chit, you know. So if you catch the owner, then you don't have to catch the servants and say, oh, the servant of the ego mind, the servant of the ego intellect, the servant of the ego, the chit. You see, now what is the difference? The experiment to talk to file 1 is very good. It will come in the exact awareness of the seeing. Through the seeing, whoever. But you see, especially in street circumstances, you never know when you might. But when you talk, you can, whatever happens, you are always separate, whether it is a pleasant or unpleasant. It is more exact, and it is the method of Dada. Dada always remains separate from the Pudgal, never became Tanmayakar in the Pudgal. And he says this is because by talking to file 1, I do not become Tanmayakar, do not become absorbed in the Pudgal, says Gnani Purush Dadashri. And this is what I'm giving you. He says if you have a huge purse and there is a hole in the purse and the coins are dropping after half an hour, you become aware that you have a hole and you're losing money. First of all, you will start climbing, collecting the money there. Because first you have to close the hole. So right now you have to close the hole of the wrong belief that I'm away, I'm Katya Nada, and reverse back home. You see, and then collect your energies and then contain your energies. Stop the dissipation of the leak of the energies through kashais. Now, yes, you should, yes, yes. And then you have to say, then tell me what happened next. Tell me what happened next. You say, as if you're talking to the little child only. Come on, tell me what happened. And how did you feel afterward? Did you become proud? Did you become arrogant? You see? Yeah. And so in this way, can we do the samaik on the experiment of talking with the file 1? Yes, you can do a samaik of that. You can talk to the mind. And so the other, she says, when the mind says that there will be an accident because he's traveling a car, then the other, okay, I've listened to you. Now come on, speak the three mantra. Get stuck. So switch the mind, and so you can talk to the mind, you can talk to the ego, and you see you can be remain. When I'm talking to you, then am I not actually treating you as separate? And you also says, when you converse, then it really nurtures the state of the knower and the seer. The conversation with the small SCLF ego nurtures the state of the small. Million namaskars to you, Deepak Bhai. We have to go from infinite chit to finite chit to one chit. As when a huge ball of mercury falls, there will be so many little droplets of mercury. But you see, the chit has dissipated in so many different directions. And when all those balls of mercury are brought together, it becomes one ball of mercury. You see, in the same way, the chit, the impure chit, has goes in the places of suffering, pleasure, or sex, or food, or pride, or money collection, etc. And so it is impure chit that goes in so many directions of money, pride, and sex. You see? And then when it becomes pure, then this collection of the pure chit is the collection of the self only. And ek chit means whatever mind says it. Okay, whatever mind shows, then ek chit means it only sees the mind. And that chit that was getting spoiled, the chit remains home. You see, it remains home in the self only. Even if the mind shows a sweet pleasure, it does not go there. Whereas the impure chit will take so many photographs of all the places of pleasure, whether it is in pride, money, or sex, or deception, etc. Initially, my chit was wandering a lot now, but now Even if it says then the self is worth knowing. When you know that I am this pure soul, then it is complete. To know means to experience the soul. Then your work is done. Next one. This morning, Samaik, to be the self and to see the field stock. And during the Samaik, I was able to see the interactions with a lot of sticky files. I was supposed to see the pure soul of file 2 and and the pure soul of file 2 and the field stock of file 2, but I still was seeing faults in her, and and Deepak said it is because of your opinion and rag dvesh that the sticky file you are still seeing mistakes of the file 2, the wife. When the day you got married, did you have rag dvesh? Yes. So when you got married to her, afterwards the dvesh component started. But when you married her, it was only the rag only. You see, so in every event, whatever she does, there is in every event a situation in your life with her. Whatever she does, an opinion layer is going on one within you about her, that she's like this, she's like this, she's like this, she's like this. And at that time, so as you see in Samaik, you have to divide and wash off those opinions that she is a pure soul only, that is all. And he says, the moment I am with the file 2, there is an explosion, he says, of anger. This is because of my own greed kashai. I am a greedy person, wanting to collect money, and she's spending away money, and therefore I explode. Are you able to see the Shuddhatma? No, because she is living, therefore she is a pure soul. When the Shuddhatma Bhagwan leaves, when she dies, you will not be able to see her Shuddhatma, will you? When she is alive and moving around in front of you, the pure soul is there inside her. See the pure soul, you see. That is the biggest honor. Yes, with the world you're fine. I've got no problems with the world, he says. Only with the wife I have problems, he says. While that is a sticky file, and you need to win this account. You need to conquer, you need to be free from this sticky file account. You see, you need to win over this account. These are the close. And if you do not have a sticky file, then you have this spiritual colleagues that are close to you doing the same kind of work that you're doing. And that is it is your ego that is giving the hurt to the others, and therefore, so as we become, our own errors are the ones that are the cause of the hurt to the others, you see. And so we need to become aware where we are wrong, and therefore we become free from it, you see.